DJ, nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Paul.
What exactly happened 5 years ago that resulted in you having the challenges that you have now?
Yeah, so back on May 29th, 2016, just at a friend's house with a couple of friends. We were just in the yard. Um, he lives on a lake right down the street, actually, not too far. And I ended up diving off the dock at his house, head first into very shallow water, and I was immediately paralyzed. I broke my neck. I actually was unconscious for a little bit, and I don't really remember much until, uh, to be honest, maybe a week in the hospital because I broke my C4, C5, and C6 vertebrae, and so it left me paralyzed from the neck down. And I knew it was going to be a long road. I had emergency surgery. They put me in an induced coma for 2 days, and then I was really kind of on some crazy medication for a while. But the first day I actually kind of had sense and kind of remember was my birthday, which is June 7th, and and I had some friends come in, family and all over, and it was a little overwhelming, but it was like one of the first days I actually like remember.
That thing jumping off the dock, I mean, is that something that, kids your age would do kind of all the time? And it's just, the quirky way that you happen to land that day?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we were by the lake all night. Just a very freak accident. Very, very freak accident. Like, obviously, nobody knew that that was going to happen, and for me to be this in this situation now.
Well, a lot of times people will look back at their lives, no matter who they are, and, they say, oh, I don't know why I shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have done this. Or, one person said, well, I turned left when I should have turned right, and I turned right when I should have turned left. Um, what is it like looking back at that time and, or do you even do it? Or do you even think of it and say to yourself, gee, I wish I had done something different that day?
I mean, yeah, you can always go back and say, what if that, and the bottom line is you really can't change it. You can't go back in the past and change what happened. Obviously, um, would I have changed it? Um, yeah. Uh, I mean, I go through a lot of hardships and obstacles and battles every single day. Every single day is different. Um, and there's a lot to this injury that many people don't know about. Just maybe people just think being in a wheelchair is being in a wheelchair, um, or being paralyzed is this or that. But there's a lot of things that go along with being, um, in my situation, being paralyzed. Is a lot of underlying things, and like spinal cord injuries. No two injuries are the same, and it's a lot of unknown with spinal cord still. There's still research going on, to maybe gain back refunction and all that. But to go along with your question, what you say, and go back, it's I really don't know. It's there's a lot has changed. My my eyes have opened up to a lot of new things. I've gained perspective on life and all that. So, I mean, who knows?
How long did it take for you to confront the idea that this is the way your life was going to be from now on? Did it take a long time to get to the acceptance point?
Oh yeah, that definitely took a long time because I don't know what it was, but right after my injury, I was the most positive person, and I mean, many people that know me know my work ethic and how hardworking I am. every day when so I was in Rhode Island Hospital in the medical ICU for about 2.5 weeks before I ended up getting transferred to Spalding Rehab in Charlestown, which is more of a rehab hospital, and they have a spinal cord floor. It's one of the best hospitals around for uh, spinal cord recovery. Um, so I attack that. I attack that every day, uh, like like I used to. Playing sports and training for sports, and when I was in college playing baseball. Work ethic and all that. But the realization, I don't think it really hit for a while because it's like when you're in the hospital, you're kind of like in this bubble. Like a bubble. I I came across this um, watching some documentary in of a guy that had a similar accident that I did. And it's like it was so true. It's like you're in this bubble, like you have people coming in all the time, friends, family, people reaching out and giving you inspiring words to keep going and all that. So I mean it. So I guess like I felt like really comfortable and I had the support that I needed at that time. So maybe like when I was in the hospital, it didn't like it hit me like, yeah, I'm paralyzed and it's gonna be a long road to recovery, but like maybe it took a while. Like maybe I would say after leaving the hospital for a while, um, that's when it kind of hit me when I got home and adjusting to my new life and not just being in a hospital setting, or being around other people or and like nurses all the time. Um, but yeah, it did take a while.
You mentioned before how there are no two spinal cord injuries that are the same. It all depends on what level in the spine is injured. You said it was in the C level up here. What is the nature of your paralysis and your functionality at this point?
So to go back, I really came a long way from where doctors said I was going to come. So when I first got injured, I don't know if you can see, I have a little hole there on my neck. This is where I had the tracheotomy, um, which I needed to breathe for a long time because there was a lot of complications right after my injury. I had pneumonia 3 times, um, which was very bad in that situation. I could have easily you know not made it out alive, and I'm very thankful today to be alive. And but yeah, so at first, I couldn't eat regular food. I was on a ventilator. I was on a feeding tube. Um, I was on a PIC line and all that stuff. So I couldn't even eat normal food for a long time because the trach was there. And then it's funny to think because some of my therapists, I had speech therapists, and then obviously OTs and PTs, and like as my progression went on, and as I was almost getting discharged, they told me like of what some of the things they thought, like that I was never going to be able to come off the trach, that I was never going to be able to eat normal food again, that I was never going to be able to move anything below my neck besides shrug my shoulders because this is really all I had at first. And as time went on and me going to therapy and leaving the hospital and going to more therapy, I ended up you can't really see much, but I can move my arms to an extent. It's not like fully functional or stuff like that. I can't move my hands. My sensation is still what it was when the accident happened. Like I can't feel anything below a little below my shoulders, but I have progressed a very good amount of the expectations of what doctors thought that I would ever succumb to.
All right. So, remember the actor Christopher Reeve, right? He had an
Oh,
injury. I think it was kind of similar to yours. Do you look up to people like that and have looked up, and done investigation and looked into people who have had similar injuries and just to see, how they dealt with it going forward and things like that?
oh yeah. Christopher Reeve is, he's like the headstone of paralysis and raising money to really continue the research and all that. There's many other people. This guy Eric Legrand that was injured at the University of Rutgers, I believe, back in 2010. Um, he's become a very big spokesperson for the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, um, and stuff like that. There's other people that I see at therapy all the time. That that have levels of injuries similar to mine, and to see their work ethic, and to go along and just to see other people just keep pushing and keep living life. Um, yeah, but there's been many individuals that I've come across within these past couple of years that you know I shared some thoughts with, and I hope to continue to meet new people and meet more people in the SAI community, um, to really kind of feed off one another, and see how they approach different things, and see how I approach different things, and the way to adapt to this life that we have to live now.
Well, the other name that popped into my head was Travis Roy, the hockey player, being the hockey family over here. Did you ever have a chance to meet, Travis at all in the local area or no?
So yeah, actually back when I was doing the Falmouth Road Race in 2019, when I was getting pushed by one of my friends, um, to raise money for actually the uh, the uh, the gym I go to now, at the gym I attend now, Journey Forward in Canton, Mass. They had like a little expo before the race. Travis Roy was one of them. So I was able to talk talk with him a little bit, and his foundation, and that was pretty cool.
As far as goals going forward, all the progress that you've made in the last few years since the injury almost 5 years ago, you're looking forward now. You showed me the progress that you made, from here to here with the arms and so forth. What's on the agenda as far as your goals, as far as, hey, if I can get to this point, maybe I can get to that point. Maybe there's more research that can be done to replenish the spinal cord and so forth. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, to start that off, one of my big milestones that I always wanted to do was graduate college, and I just finished last week my undergraduate degree, my bachelor's degree, finally. Because I started college back in 2012, and in 2016, when I had about a couple classes left at the time. I forget, because I was in a different major, but and then I got injured. So I was just about to finish college, and that happened. So it took me a while. I was really hammering away at therapy for a long time, and was really focusing on that at the forefront. Um, but then I don't know, it hit me. I was like, I always really knew I was going to go back to school at some point. I didn't know when, but it kind of struck me one day. I was like, yeah, I think I really want to go back. And that was back in the fall of 2019. So about 3.5 years off from school, and then transferring back to school. Wasn't the easiest thing, but I really wanted to get it done, and that was one of the biggest milestones that I really want to get down. One of the first milestones in this new adaptational life I have. Um, I really wanted to get that, and I'm proud
What did you
that
get the degree in?
I got it in communications. So when I started college 2012, I started as communications. Then I ended up switching to physical education to go towards more of the PE route, and I really wanted to get into coaching, um, which maybe one day I'll do coaching some sort. I've always wanted to get involved with baseball because I was a big baseball player growing up. But and then when the injury happened, I kind of lost um, interest really in doing the physical education route. So I went back to communications, and then it was one of the easier ways for me to finish online because my schedule during the week with still going to therapy all the time to be going to school and traveling to school all the time would be very hard with my schedule. So I really wanted to find something that I could finish online, and it all worked out, and I finally finished.
Do
Uh,
you have certain, thoughts down the road that when you get to a certain point that, hey, I can do this job, I can do this job. There are certain things that you are thinking perhaps you can do successfully.
yeah, so that's all in the works. I've been thinking for a while what I want to do. Um, my first thing was really wanting to get this degree, obviously, but I've really been thinking of future things I want to do. I mean, there's tons of things I've thought about, and I mean one of the main things I've been thinking of is maybe one day um, bringing something an adaptive or fitness or a gym down to the southeast area of Massachusetts because I'm traveling hours a day, just to get the therapy, and there's nothing really around here. It's all towards Boston, um, Canton's towards that way. It's still a ways away. It's not too far from here, but
How often do you go?
I right now I'm going 3 days a week. It's 2 hour sessions, um, and I was going before the pandemic happened. I was going 4 days a week, but then the pandemic happened, and it costs a lot for my specialized therapy for spinal cord injuries and just any injuries with that you need a lot of assistance and a lot of other people to help you out because you can't get on equipment and do it yourself. Especially me, I need help getting on and getting off equipment. There's so many things. Uh, uh, Locomotor training, stuff like that. A lot of neuromuscular training, electrical stimulation training. There's a lot of it costs. There's big bucks and of what costs to give you those opportunities. I guess I want to say. So yeah, it's one of my goals to maybe start something down here one day because fitness has always been really something that I've always been very key on, and keeping my body in shape, being healthy, living healthy lifestyle, and that's what that it keeps me going. It really what keeps me going is therapy and working out and getting up and moving and not just sitting in a chair all day.
You said before that there are things that you learned about being in this situation here with the spinal cord injury that certainly you didn't even think about, but I know a lot of other people don't think about, and that surprised you. What is the biggest thing about having had this injury and confronting it and dealing with it and moving forward that you think that maybe people don't realize?
The independence. The independence is the main thing. You don't really know simple tasks that you take throughout the day that I can't do now by myself. Um, that's that really nails it down. Um, Yeah, that's the main thing, and a lot of people in the SCI community say the same thing about how independence is key, and that's really what you want to get back is as much independence as you can. Just simple tasks like getting up in the morning, getting out of bed, um, brushing your teeth, taking showering, all that stuff. Just the main tasks, like
You take it for granted.
yeah, even using your phone. I mean, I can still use my phone somewhat, just like not like I used to.
We're texting each other back and forth. Do you need assistance to text, or do you have a voice text, or how does that work?
Yeah, I use voice text a lot. Yeah.
Mhm. And how about on a computer?
There's crazy stuff out there. There's stuff like a head mouse where you can put something on your head and like kind of like go like this around the screen, and
Oh,
uh,
right, right.
it takes a lot of patience. I'll tell you that. But yeah, there is a lot of stuff out there that caters to the needs of people like me.
Well, years ago, they were talking about, trying to figure a way to, you know, replenish or repair the lower level of the spinal cord. But now you look at a lot of the things that they can do, with computer chips and things like that. Obviously, someone like yourself, I would think, looks into this all the time. Is there something down the road where, there would be an artificial limb that could function by computer, almost like the Bionic Man kind of thing? You know what I mean? Is that something that you think at some point in your lifetime that, we might be able to get to that point?
It's always hope. It's always hope. And,
Yeah.
yeah, I've always had hope, and I always continue to have hope. You look back maybe 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, how much the um, the research has been increased. I know they're doing a lot of, research around the country. I know this stuff going on in California. There's a big spot down in Louisville, Kentucky, that has done a lot of research, and they work closely with the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, which is really the forefront of spinal cord research. Like I said before, but a lot of institutions and stuff like that trying new things. I know stem cells a thing too that has been looked at. But yeah, there's a lot of hope. There's a lot of hope.
Well, DJ and I know each other from years ago, coming up through the little league ranks and into pony league and so forth. And he played with my son Andrew. He also knows my son Dylan. And I got to be an assistant coach with your dad, and I have some great memories of that time. And you happen to live not that far from where I live, also. And, the thing is, I look back at those years and I say, well, that was a lot of fun. I mean, it was a long time ago. We did stuff with the family. We met so many fun people, other parents that we got to know and hang out with. We even went to a cookout at your house one time for the team that your father coached and everything. And, it's fun to look back at those times. So for someone like you have almost like two lives. You have the life then and you have the life now. So when you look back at your life then, in other words, you must look back very favorable on it, but at the same time, maybe there's a level of frustration. I don't know. But, when you look back at those times, what comes into your mind?
Oh man, so many memories. I just think I think back to a lot of sports memories. 'Cause that's really what my life's revolved around ever since I can remember. Growing up playing every sport you can imagine, and then really focusing on baseball when I grew up. Um, Later on in high school, but growing up, just having camaraderies with my teammates in multiple sports, and and going back in high school and just thinking about all those memories, and even growing up and traveling all stars, like you said, which my dad coached those teams, and those are always fun. Traveling around and stuff like that. Um, those are some of my fondest memories, and then just all the people I've met in my life, and that I continue to be in touch with. That I never would have thought I could have carried on um, to today.
Right. Well, you were a great hitter, and you're also quite the pitcher. I remember.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I like to think so. As I grew older, and pitching was you could only be a pitcher. When I got to varsity in high school as a sophomore, when I figured that out, like pitchers only pitched, I said, "Nah, I'll stick with my." I always liked being a big hitter. So,
Yeah, I can
but
remember. There's so many funny stories. I can remember one day we were playing in one of those all-star games. You're playing really great teams. So sometimes we had a good game. A lot of times we did. I think we went to the semifinals or finals one time, and so it was a great experience. But there's also days where things aren't going your way. On the mound and you're pitching, and there's a brown ball and there's an error. Then you pitch another. There's another error over here. There's another error over here. Right? So I looked at your dad and I saw you on the mound, and you were like, "Come on, somebody make a play behind me here! Come on, somebody make a play!" And so it's like moments like that I can remember. And just thinking like, yeah, look at DJ out there. He's getting hung out to dry. We better regroup and come back later.
oh yeah, those are good memories. Oh yeah, it's growing up. Growing up, those things happen. It's you're young. You're not a professional baseball team at that age.
What about keeping your sense of humor? I'm somebody who just loves to laugh. We have a show over here, a comedy show that we do on New Bedford Guide and stuff. And my friend and I, Chops Turner, we're basically laughing over nothing all the time. And, it feels good to laugh, and it feels good to listen to music, and it's fun to watch sports like the Red Sox or the Bruins, Celtics, Patriots, whatever is going on. And, for someone like yourself, I always think to myself, boy, it's going to be tough to keep your sense of humor, keep that positive attitude, that upbeat feel that you seem to have, right? How do you do it? And do you have a sense of humor?
Oh yeah, I like joke around all the time. Joke around here, there, and it's tough. It's good to laugh about things sometimes. Like my situation. I don't like look down on it or anything, but it's nice to joke around. But the main thing that I've always stuck with is like I'm still DJ. This injury didn't change me. I still I'm lucky that I still have my mind. I still have my brain. I didn't injure that. So that's always it's always a good thing to look back on and really hone in on. It's just that I still have my mind, and it's good to laugh. It's good to you know really be out there and not just sad. And I like to keep a good attitude um, to others around me, so that that people feel comfortable around me. And I know you don't see too many people day to day in my situation, and obviously I've come across times where I'll be out, and I can see people staring, or people maybe look a little uncomfortable. But I kind of crack a joke in there maybe, or say hey, I'm not deaf, or I'm not blind. I'm still here.
Yeah.
But yeah, you always got to keep a sense of humor, especially being in my situation. Because every day's a battle. Like I said, every day it's something new. But you just got to keep going. You got to keep pushing. And you got to have that good. You got to have that good head on your shoulders. Because you know, if you don't, you could go down. You could spiral down a bad path.
Do you feel like you can be a spokesman for the spinal cord injury community as far as, educating people and also, speaking out for, making buildings accessible to folks in your situation and those types of things?
Absolutely. I mean, I've always been one to always be available for people to reach out. I'm not, I guess, I'm not like a rookie spinal cord injury anymore. I've looked at things. I've been very educated of what goes with this injury. I've lived the life of 5 years with the injury now. Um, but yeah, I think I could be a big spokesperson one day, um, if not now, to other people in my situation, to other communities, to people around the area, and like you said, for making things accessible. I'm big on that because I've gone a lot of places where it's like, are you kidding me? um, like uh, that, like no ramps. Like I've been to hotels and stuff, and that's one thing. Before I even like book a hotel or try to go on a vacation, you always got to make sure, like, oh, do they have like a roll and shower? Is there a ramp? Is there if there is steps, can we bring a portable ramp uh, if it's not too high? Stuff like that. It's if to go like if you really want to go to a place and like not and then you figure out like, oh, you can't get in there. It's disheartening in a way. And like I hope to the throughout my lifetime that this whole like the world continues to adapt, um, for for me to for people like me in my situation to be able to go more places and stuff like that.
Well, you talked about fundraisers earlier. I know we had the pandemic, so you had a road race. I know that you did a while back where you had one of your friends pushing you in the wheelchair and so forth. I know that as we go along, different road races will be making a return, and there are other fundraisers that are coming up. And it's very important to raise the money because in order to have the facilities available so that the physical therapy and the other therapy can work, you need dollars for that. So, what's coming up on the agenda?
So yeah, like I said last year, I didn't get it. I wasn't able to do any fundraisers, obviously because of the pandemic. I have a golf tournament, and it's under this girl, Erin E. Noble, who actually passed away in a car accident. I think about 2 or 3 weeks after my accident in 2016, and their family set up a Aaron E. Noble Memorial Tournament and decided to raise money for a cause. In their first year, um, uh, I forget what they raised money for, but then I forget how it came about. But they were introduced to me, and they were very happy to do it for me that year. And then they asked if they asked me again, if I'd want them to do it again, and I said absolutely. I mean, absolutely.
When is
Everything
it going to
helps.
be?
Everything helps. So this year is on August 29th. So at 1 o'clock in Texas, all the foursomes were sold out in a matter of days, actually. So it was crazy. But we do like a silent auction and raffles and all that stuff, which is good, and it's a good time, raising money, and I'm thankful for everything. I'm thankful for all the fundraisers that have been done and that will continue to do for me. I still have more in the works, trying for more in the works, because like you said, it's very expensive, and the therapy. I don't know if I said it yet, but like I said, my therapy, it costs $100 an hour, and I'm there for 2 hours, so it's $200 every time I go because of the extensive equipment that you need and the assistance that you need for that type of therapy. So yeah, any bit helps, and I just like to continue looking forward to fundraisers because they're always a good time too. They're always a good time, and to see
What golf
people.
course is that at?
This year it's at Easton Country Club. Yep, Easton
Excellent.
Country
And if someone wants to make a donation to, help this cause to raise money for, the, as you said, the was it SI community, uh,
SCI.
SCI spinal cord injury community,
Yeah,
right? What
yeah.
is the best way to make a donation to try to assist in this endeavor, trying to raise money to get, the ability to get into the physical therapy and so forth?
I mean, for me, specifically, I have, I mean, I wouldn't ask for anybody just to randomly donate to me myself, but to donate to like spinal cord injury research, I mean, like you can donate to many things. Like you can donate to my gym I'm at. That's the fundraiser I did for this for the Farm of the Road race, just to raise money. It wasn't for me; it was to raise money for my gym, which is a nonprofit organization.
What
Um,
about that golf tournament? It's sold out, but couldn't somebody just make a flat donation?
oh yeah, 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 yeah. Someone could definitely make a donation. There's not like a flyer up yet, because still in the works for that. But it's Dave Pierce who runs it. I forget his Venmo, but I think that's how they're doing it right now is through Venmo.
Okay.
I'm not too sure.
All right. Is there anything that you want to say that we didn't cover? Your thoughts on, any of this topic or anything?
I just I really want to. I've always really wanted to get out there that anybody that's going through something hard in their life, no matter what it is, because everything I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that suffer from many different things, physical, mental. I mean, there's so many things that that people suffer from, that people go through. Just my message is, it's just keep going in life, and just keep pushing, keep breathing. Keep living day to day, and just when you wake up, it's a new day. That's how I approach it. Every day I wake up, it's I'm living the same life, but I approach it with a different attitude. And no matter what happened, or no matter how rough the day before might have been, just come up and say today's a new day, and just keep going. And my motto is just never ever give up, never ever give up, because you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, and just always have that hope and that drive to just keep going.
Is it hard to think when you see someone, who is able-bodied person or someone that doesn't have, a spinal cord injury complaining about, something that you think is trivial and you think to yourself, boy, if this person only knew the challenges that, I do every day. Is it hard not to do that? Because I have to say, I think I would probably do that. I would probably say, look at this guy complaining. You know what I mean? I would have a hard time with that.
Yeah, yeah, there's definitely been those times. One thing that um, people people have done before is like, oh yeah, I know what you're going through. Oh yeah, I know what you're going through. I'm like, I don't know if you know, but like I mean, I don't. I'm not the one to really call people out on things. I mean, unless it really irks me. But um, I mean, I know what you're saying though. Like the people complaining about a simple thing that I can't even do. I mean that gets a little like frustrating kind of. But I mean, I'm pretty a laid back guy. I don't really cause too many arguments or call people out unless it's well warranted.
So, you said something before real quick. I keep saying I'm going to close it out and then I think of something else, right? You say, hey, I'm still DJ, right? So, like anybody, I'm sure you have friends come over, you're watching the Patriots, you're watching the Red Sox, you guys are zinging one-liners at each other, and maybe somebody's having a beer or something, and uh, in good-natured way, everybody's like poking fun at each other, laughing about the game, and that kind of thing. So that's all the same, right? Like you're still DJ, you still have your friends, you still shoot the breeze with your friends and have fun with your friends.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, life goes on, and some people come and go, some people stay. Um, but I've been pretty, I guess lucky to have still have a good amount of friends, from college, from home, from Dartmouth, from high school, and it's good. It's good to have people reach out all the time. I have closer friends, and I have friends that are just friends, but it's always nice, just catching up with people because I'm getting older. I'm 26 right now, and I know people's lives are. This is really a transition in life. People start moving out. People start getting married soon. Stuff like that. But yeah, it's been pretty good to to be able to still get together with people, whether it's weekends, going out, hanging out here. I love to get outside when it's nice out. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, um, yeah,
Certainly the support of your mom and dad, and you have a sibling, right?
yeah, older sister, Nicole.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, okay, yep. So fair to say you have some really good family support.
Oh man, I can't speak about my parents enough. My mom and dad have meant so much to me. Not throughout my whole life, but how much they've been there since this all happened to me. I can't thank them enough. I, I all the thanks to them because I wouldn't be in this position without my parents, for sure. All the things they've done for me and renovated the house. Um, got a, I mean, just so much. And my sister has meant a lot to me too. I also have a niece. She's 6 years old now. She's the little sunshine on my life sometimes. When I have a bad day, she can pick it right up.
All right, DJ, this has been very enlightening, very educational, very uplifting, to tell you the truth. I think most people go through their day to day life, they're not really thinking about anything but their own stuff, right? And most people kind of get all absorbed in their own stuff, and they're not thinking about a life that's bigger than yourself. And social media is a big thing. I imagine must help you too, because you can stay in contact with a lot of people. So as I'm zipping through my social media looking for people to interview, I always thought to myself, gee, DJ would be terrific to interview, at the right time when he's ready, he wants to do it, whatever. And it would be so enlightening and so inspiring. And I think you are inspiring. I think you're an inspiration to many people. Anybody that has not only an injury like yours, but any kind of issue, like you said, that is struggling, whatever the issue is, or a medical issue, or, mental health issue, or physical issue, whatever the issue is, that message that you said, just keep at it, never give up, coming from you, right? That's a message that has more meaning when it comes from someone like yourself. So you're an inspiring individual. And all I can say is keep up the great work. And thank you so much for speaking with us. This has been fantastic.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen you, so it's always good, speaking with people I haven't spoken with in a while, and it was a good time talking with you.
Well, thank you very much and all the best. We'll be in touch again soon, hopefully.
All righty, sounds good.